Hey everybody, welcome back to an episode of the 3 Count Super. I'm War Machine today, and I'm here today to talk about the last episode of Smackdown for 2019 and the first episode of Smackdown for 2020. So let's go ahead and kick off the show with the December 27th edition of Friday Night Smackdown, where it was just a lesson in redundancy. We kicked off the show with Daniel Bryan in the ring, and Baron Corbin on his way to the ring when, of course, Roman Reigns' music would hit, prompting Baron Corbin to get dumped from his caravan and the big dog to beat his ass. So, the triple threat we were originally going to get top of the show was delayed. Next, we got six-man tag team match as The New Day teamed with Braun Strowman to take on Shinsuke Nakamura, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn didn't get a lick of offense in this match. I don't even think he got tagged in. Anyway, no surprise, The New Day and Braun Strowman got the victory. Of course, afterwards, New Day made Braun Strowman shake the hips. Yeah. Whatever. Next, we had Carmella taking on Mandy Rose, and of course, Carmella got the win over Mandy Rose. Next was going to be the triple threat match again, but yeah. But Baron Corbin was refusing to participate in this triple threat because Roman Reigns would be lurking around somewhere ready to beat down the King. So instead, it was going to be Daniel Bryan and The Miz one-on-one for the opportunity to face The Fiend at the Royal Rumble. However, during the match, Baron Corbin's cronies would beat the pair down. Baron Corbin was in Gorilla. However, he was cutting a promo talking about how he refuses to compete because Roman Reigns is around here somewhere like the rabid dog that he is, blah, 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 blah. Baron Corbin got told, oh, no, Roman got escorted from the building. And Baron's like, oh, really? Well, in that case, I'll just compete. And at the whole time, Daniel Bryan and Miz see the interview, and they haul ass up to the ring haul ass up the ramp to beat down on Baron Corbin and his cronies. Next, we had tag team action as Sasha Banks and Bayley took on Lacey Evans and Dana Brooke. Of course, Sasha and Bayley got the victory. And finally, back to the main event. It was the triple threat match once again for the opportunity to face Fiend at the Rumble, blah, blah, blah. Midway through the match, Baron Corbin got chased off by the big dog, by Roman Reigns, which led to a one-on-one match between Daniel Bryan and The Miz. And these two have great chemistry in the ring, both with just a fantastic back and forth. However, in the end, The Miz tapped to the yes lock. And before Daniel Bryan could soak in the celebratory yeses, we got another edition of the Firefly Funhouse where Bray Wyatt popped up on screen and said, congratulations, Daniel Bryan, you got the victory, but the Fiend isn't done with you yet. Close out the show, I think. Yeah. Bray Wyatt was saying the Fiend's not done with him yet, and he was asking Daniel Bryan, sorry, my brain's going into business for itself. Well, he's asking Daniel Bryan if he was willing to do whatever it took to capture the Universal title and let him in. Of course, Daniel Bryan replied with a no surprise. Next, we move on to the January 3rd edition of Smackdown, where we kicked off the show with triple threat women's action. triple threat women's tag team action. There we go. As Lacey Evans and Dana Brooke took on Sasha Banks and Bayley, taking on Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Of course, Alexa Bliss was still suffering from a flu, some sort of virus. She wasn't all there. So, in the end, however, Dana Brooke, of all people, got the victory over, I think it was Sasha. Yeah. Sasha Banks got drilled with the women's right from Lacey Evans, and of course, Dana hit Senton Splash for the victory. Dana Brooke got a big win on SmackDown. Good for her. I hope they do big things for her. Next, we had a backstage segment where the Revival don't want to be taken as a joke. They are legitimate tag team wrestlers, and they don't want to be a punchline. Then in walks Shorty G with the most annoying thing he could ever do, and that's be stupidly positive. Basically, it was you should embrace who you are. I'm a short guy, and I embrace that. You guys should be comedy guys and embrace that. Of course, Shorty G got challenged to a one-on-one match with Dash Wilder. This was an alright match. Of course, Dash Wilder tapped out pretty quickly to an ankle lock. Afterwards, the Revival beat down on Shorty G, which prompted the return of Sheamus. Sheamus came back, he drove off the Revival, picked up Chad Gable, and booted him in the head with a bro kick. So yeah, glad to see Sheamus is back. Next, we actually had a backstage segment to kick off the show where The Miz congratulated Daniel Bryan on getting his shot against The Fiend at Royal Rumble. And basically, The Miz is starting to unravel at the seams. Because later on the night, he was confronted by the New Day. Of course, Big E was talking about how he watched the balls drop, and Kofi said, "Wait a minute, there's only one ball that drops. What were you watching?" It's good little bit of comedy. But Kofi tried to keep everything positive with The Miz, talking about how, how he's one of the few people to win multiple championships in the decade, And Big E just kept, kind of throwing that into disarray a bit. But The Miz got so riled up, he challenged Kofi to a one-on-one match, including slapping the pancake platter. Which led to this one-on-one match where all Kofi was doing was just getting into The Miz's head, just having a little fun. Of course, Kofi got the win with a roll-up. However, The Miz wasn't too happy with that as he beat down on Kofi after the fact. Big E chased him off, and the fans started booing The Miz. And The Miz, he's starting to unravel, starting to go back to that heel side. Later on the night, Kayla Braxton tried to get an interview with The Miz outside of his dressing room when the door opened, and it wasn't The Miz answering him, it was John Morrison. Of course, he's back in the dubs. He said Miz doesn't want to talk to anybody right now, and then shut the door. So, yeah. Next, we had Otis of Heavy Machinery taking on Drew Gulak, and of course, Otis got the victory. Then we had Braun Strowman taking on Cesaro. And of course, no surprise, Braun Strowman beat the Swiss Cyborg. And finally, in the main event, it was a tag team match as Roman Reigns, Big Dog, Wolf Wolf, teamed with Daniel Bryan to take on King Corbin and Dolph Ziggler. And surprise, surprise, absolutely no talking from Baron Corbin, which was just so welcoming. Yeah. This was a do-nothing match because down the stretch, Daniel Bryan got taken out by the Fiend. Of course, the Fiend made his presence at ringside. Daniel Bryan brought the fight to him with a suicide dive. And of course, Daniel Bryan was going to go for a running knee off the apron when the Fiend caught him with a mandible claw, flung him into the barricade, and just vanished. Meanwhile, Roman was trying to check on Daniel Bryan. Corbin and Ziggler ambushed him and was getting ready to set him up with another dog food treatment when it was the return of the Usos. Those brothers finally helped out their cousin. After he got his ass beat and humiliated for the past couple of weeks, they finally decided to help him. Some family. Anyway, but yeah. That was SmackDown. I just shortened this episode significantly because I'm tired and my throat's starting to run out. So yeah. Not too much went down into these episodes, but yeah. That being said, if you miss Rod's if you miss his opinions but not his ugly face, he has a podcast, Prime Talk with Rodimus Prime, on the Castbox app. Go check it out. That being said, I'm War Machine Ninja, and I'll see you guys next time.